What happens inside your body while you sleep? Good evening and welcome. Let the day begin to soften behind you, whatever it held, its noise, its motion, its thoughts. Let them drift like leaves on slow water. You have nothing to do now but breathe. In and out, gently. Each breath invites quiet into the body. Each exhale carries a little weight away. Somewhere within that rhythm, your body begins the beautiful work of rest. People often imagine sleep as stillness, a blank pause in life, but inside you it is anything but still. The moment your eyelids grow heavy, thousands of tiny worlds begin to stir. Your body turns inward, humming with soft purpose, repairing, cleansing, remembering. Your heart listens first. It hears that you are safe, and its pace eases. Each beat becomes slower, rounder, less urgent. Blood still flows, of course. Its rivers never stop, but now it travels in a gentler current, delivering oxygen not to fuel the rush of day, but to feed the quiet craft of renewal. Your muscles loosen, their fibres uncoil. During waking hours they contract, lift, move, hold. Now they lengthen and sigh. If tiny twitches ripple through them, it's only the nervous system checking its lines, testing the boundary between waking control and the freedom of sleep. Inside your skull, the orchestra of your brain begins its nightly modulation. Fast, bright waves of thought grow longer and slower, as if someone turned a dial from sunlight to candlelight. The chatter of reason yields to the rhythm of sensation. Alpha waves bloom, followed by soft rolling theta waves, your brain's way of whispering, "Come inside." You hover there for a while between two realms, awake enough to notice your breathing, asleep enough that time feels slippery. This is the threshold. Step across, and the outer world fades. The air moves through your nose, cool at first, warming as it winds down into the lungs. There, it brushes against millions of tiny sacs, alveoli, thin as silk, delicate as dew. Across those invisible membranes, oxygen crosses into the blood and carbon dioxide drifts the other way, carried off with each slow exhale. In the bloodstream, red cells drift like patient boats, each carrying its small treasure of oxygen. They travel through vast branching channels to every fingertip and every quiet cell within. Wherever they stop, life brightens just a little, a spark exchange for the promise of rest. In the cells themselves, mitochondria receive that oxygen. They work without noise or flame, turning it into the energy that powers repair. Tonight their work is tender and deliberate, not for sprinting or thinking, but for healing. Your body temperature falls by a fraction. It's a signal, centuries old, the day is done. Cooler blood invites sleep hormones to flow, especially melatonin, which rises from the pineal gland like evening mist. It drifts through the bloodstream, telling organs and tissues that night has come, that it is time to turn inward. Melatonin dims the chatter of daylight chemicals. Cortisol subsides. Adrenaline takes a step back. The stage belongs to rest. You may sense this as heaviness around your eyes, a warmth behind your forehead, the comfort of release. Thoughts lose their edges. They become soft sketches rather than sharp pictures. Images mix, memories, hopes, tiny fragments of imagination, blending into a calm drift. This is the first stage of sleep, a fragile bridge. Stay too aware, and you cross back to waking, let go, and you enter the river. Your heartbeat slows further. Your muscles relax even more. Your eyes move lightly behind closed lids, sampling the first traces of dream. The world outside fades, and the world within opens. In a few minutes you slip into the second stage, a steadier rhythm known as light sleep. Your brain waves lengthen further, but here and there, little bursts, sleep spindles, spark like quiet stars. They shield you from noise, filtering out sounds that might otherwise call you back to wakefulness. Your breathing is smooth now, almost musical in its repetition. The air feels thicker somehow, as if every inhalation carries comfort as well as oxygen. Deep inside, the parasympathetic system, the body's calm network, takes gentle command. It lowers blood pressure, eases digestion, relaxes vessels so the blood can wander wherever repair is needed. The body's attention has turned entirely inward. Hidden in the brain, the hypothalamus keeps watch. It balances temperature, hunger, and hormones, maintaining the inner climate of night. Signals travel silently through nerves and blood, synchronizing all the tiny clocks within you. Every organ has its own sense of time. The liver rests and renews, the stomach clears its channels, the heart glides in slower measure. Together they make the great rhythm of sleep. You drift deeper. Brain waves swell into long, slow delta waves. The boundary between self and body dissolves. This is deep sleep, the stage of true restoration. Here tissues mend. Muscles rebuild the microscopic tears of effort. Bones quietly absorb minerals. The immune system patrols, learning, remembering, preparing shields for tomorrow. Growth hormone flows through the bloodstream, urging cells to divide, to replace the old and weary with the fresh and strong. Even the skin, that thin miracle that meets the world, creates new cells to rise toward the surface in days ahead. Your mind, though quiet, continues its hidden duties. During deep sleep, the brain clears its pathways. Cerebrospinal fluid washes through the neural folds, carrying away the waste of thought, proteins and fragments left from a day of perception. It is like a tide moving through a secret harbour, leaving the docks clean for morning. The neurons themselves rest, their firing reduced to long coordinated waves. In that rhythm lies the deepest peace you can feel without vanishing entirely. Dreamless, thoughtless, you are simply being. Outside, the night may stretch or stir, but you are far beneath its surface. Time here is wide and gentle. Your body has reclaimed itself. Still, even in this stillness, messages pass. The heart speaks to the kidneys, the lungs whisper to the blood, the brain monitors the balance of salts and sugars. Life is never truly silent. It hums in sleep as it sings in day. At times a faint memory flickers, a sound half heard, a thought half formed, but it fades before it finds words. Deep sleep holds you softly, protecting you from noise and from yourself. In this quiet depth, temperature reaches its lowest point. Your body conserves energy, so it can use it where it matters: repair, renewal, growth. Every heartbeat now serves the purpose of healing. Hours may pass without awareness. You turn slightly, adjusting unconsciously, the way trees sway in a wind they do not feel. Each movement relieves pressure, keeps circulation smooth. The body knows these things without asking. Inside the liver, enzymes work like careful artisans, breaking down what you no longer need, releasing what will nourish you again tomorrow. The digestive tract moves lazily, stirring, cleaning, preparing. Hormones follow their own tide. Some fall, others rise. Cortisol, the day's driving force, drops to its lowest ebb, while leptin, the hormone of satisfaction, tells your brain that all is well, that there is no hunger to disturb the night. The immune system now trains its memory. Specialized cells review the patterns of intruders they met today, committing them to long-term recall, so tomorrow defense will be faster. Even as you dream of other worlds, this microscopic vigilance guards you. Everywhere, small sparks of chemical exchange, ions moving across membranes, neurotransmitters released, then reclaimed, compose a quiet music. If you could hear it, it would sound like rain on leaves. Eventually, the current of sleep changes again. The deep waves begin to lighten. The body stirs almost imperceptibly. It is preparing for the next cycle, the approach of dreams. Your pulse quickens slightly, but it remains steady. Your temperature rises just enough to hint at motion. Within the brain, patterns of activity blossom anew. Colours form behind closed eyes. The stage is being set for REM sleep, the place where the mind begins to wander its own corridors. For now, stay adrift on this gentle edge. Your body has done hours of work already, and there are more hours ahead. Each breath continues to weave you deeper into rest. You are safe inside this rhythm. Your body knows what to do. All you need is to let go and drift and breathe. Part 2. The coming of dreams. The stillness around you deepens, yet somewhere beneath it, a subtle motion begins. Your body, content in its rest, remains heavy and calm, but your mind is preparing for another passage. Inside the brain, currents change direction. Slow waves quicken, tiny bursts of energy flicker like sparks behind your closed eyes. The heart feels the shift and answers with a slightly livelier rhythm. Your breath, steady but a touch quicker, follows along. This is the doorway to REM sleep, rapid eye movement, the time of dreams. Though your body stays still, your inner world brightens. The muscles of movement are gently paralyzed so that the dreams cannot spill into action, but the theatre of imagination lights up with quiet colour. Behind your eyelids, your eyes dart from side to side, following pictures only you can see. It is as if your brain has turned the day into a painter's palette, mixing memory and desire, sound and scent, faces and places. From these, it composes stories. They may have no logic, but they carry feeling, the soft weaving of emotion and thought that lets the mind reshape itself. Dreaming is not escape, it is integration. While you dream, neurons replay the patterns of the day, deciding which memories to keep, which to fade. The hippocampus, that small seahorse-shaped keeper of experience, sends its signals outward to the cortex, where long-term memory waits to receive them. Each pulse of activity lays another thread in the tapestry of who you are. As you drift through these dreamscapes, your body continues its work. Hormones rise and fall like invisible tides. Testosterone in men, estrogen and progesterone in women, all follow nightly cycles that prepare for the next day's rhythm. In children and in those who heal, growth hormone peaks again, pushing cells to repair, to build. Your digestive system, though quiet, never truly stops. The stomach empties slowly, the intestines absorb the last nutrients of the day, and the liver, always patient, filters the blood, neutralizing, storing, balancing. It releases glycogen to keep the body supplied with gentle fuel, a trickle of energy that keeps every cell at peace. Far away, the skin continues its quiet renewal. Old cells rise toward the surface, new ones form in deeper layers. If you could magnify your fingertips right now, you'd see the faint shimmer of growth, tiny structures rearranging to strengthen the barrier that protects you from the world. The immune system is still at its post. Certain white cells patrol, seeking and remembering invaders, creating tiny archives of defense. You dream, but they guard. You rest, but they learn. The balance of sleep allows this training to happen safely, without the heat of waking metabolism to disturb it. Back in the brain, the limbic system, the seat of emotion, is alive with flickering light. The amygdala glows more brightly during REM than when you are awake. This is where dreams explore feeling. Old fears may surface here, but they do so in the gentle climate of safety, where no real danger waits. Processing these emotions in the dream's quiet theatre helps soften their edges, so that by morning they no longer weigh as heavily. Your breathing mirrors these inner tides. Sometimes shallow, sometimes deep, it responds to the landscapes of your dreams. Perhaps in the dream you walk, and the breath quickens. Perhaps you float, and it slows again. Your body obeys the script written by the dreaming mind. Although you are still, tiny muscles in your face may twitch. A smile, a frown, the ghost of laughter. Your brain rehearses expressions, testing circuits of empathy and memory so that tomorrow you can feel the world more clearly. Outside the mind's theatre, the rest of the body listens to slower cues. The kidneys regulate salt and water, maintaining the delicate balance of fluids. The heart, though slightly faster, beats with an effortless cadence. Its sound, if you could hear it from within, would be a deep and distant drum, steady as a tide, and through it all, oxygen continues to flow, fueling every invisible act. Each red cell releases its gift, takes up carbon dioxide, and returns to the lungs to trade it for fresh air. This simple exchange, in and out, is the oldest rhythm of life, the one you share with every living thing on earth. Now your dreams deepen, scenes shift. You may find yourself in places that never existed, meeting voices that belong to memory or imagination. There is no need to understand them. They are the mind's language of renewal. Sometimes the dream is vivid, sometimes faint, sometimes it teaches, sometimes it simply drifts. All of it has purpose. During REM, the brain strengthens the connections that matter and quietly loosens those that no longer serve you. By dawn, you will wake lighter, your mind better organized for the day ahead. The body, too, moves through cycles. Every 90 minutes or so, you pass again through light sleep, deep sleep, and REM. Each cycle has its own character. The early ones heavier with restoration, the later ones richer with dreaming. 4 or 5 such voyages fill an ordinary night, each one layering renewal upon renewal. You are now in the middle of that gentle sequence. Your body knows exactly where it is. The clocks within you, the circadian rhythms built from ancient sunlight, keep time without your help. In the brain's suprachiasmatic nucleus, tiny clusters of neurons tick with chemical precision, coordinating every process from hormone release to cell division. If a shaft of moonlight reaches your eyelids, those same neurons note its faint touch, but they do not yet wake you. The night is yours for a while longer. Even in dream, your senses remain lightly open. A sudden sound could pull you toward waking, but the mind wraps itself in gentle ignorance, allowing you to float undisturbed. Evolution built this balance, enough awareness to stay safe, enough distance to truly rest. The longer you stay within REM, the more fluid time feels. Minutes stretch and fold. Stories unfold and dissolve without sequence. Sometimes you revisit a memory, but from a kinder angle. Sometimes you invent a place that exists only for this night. Your eyes continue to dance beneath their lids, following images only your brain can project. It is astonishing to think that these flickers of movement, this silent cinema, help maintain your sanity, your creativity, your balance. As the dream cycle matures, the autonomic systems shift again. Your temperature rises slightly, your pulse grows just a bit more lively, yet the body remains safely paralyzed, protected by chemicals that hold the muscles still so the dream cannot spill into motion. A part of your brainstem, called the pons, controls this elegant paralysis. It sends gentle inhibiting signals down the spinal cord, quieting the body while the mind roams free. When the time comes to wake, those signals will fade and movement will return as easily as breath. For now, though, you remain a traveller in the inner night. Each heartbeat marks another note in the body's quiet symphony. The repairs continue. Proteins fold correctly. Deoxyribonucleic acid strands check their copies. Enzymes tidy up the debris of metabolism. It is endless maintenance, yet it feels effortless. You, the conscious self, need do nothing. The machinery of life knows its craft. All that is asked of you is to stay in this gentle surrender. The hours drift on. The line between dream and deep sleep blurs again. Slow waves return, the mind descending once more into the calm abyss of restoration. You may not remember this part at all, but your body will. Deep in the marrow of your bones, cells of the immune system are being born. In the brain, synapses rest, ready to learn a new tomorrow. In the heart, muscle fibers relax fully for the first time today. In the lungs, the smallest airways expand and clear. The wisdom of sleep guides it all. Nature has practiced this cycle for billions of years, in birds and beasts, in fish and in you. It is the pulse of life itself, the universe's way of saying, "Rest now, you are safe." And so you float again, between the ebb of deep sleep and the gentle tide of dream. The sound of your own breathing is the ocean of your being, in and out. A lullaby older than words. Stay here for a while. Let each breath carry you deeper into calm. Nothing is required. Everything important is already happening. You are whole. You are at peace. You are asleep. Part 3. The night's deeper work. The night moves quietly around you. Outside, the world rests beneath its veil of darkness, but within, countless stories unfold in silence. You are deep inside the long rhythm of sleep, the third or fourth cycle of the night, where healing grows layered and sure. Your breath is slow and wide now, spreading calm through the body like ripples in a pond. Each inhalation brings the faintest hint of coolness. Each exhalation releases warmth, and together they keep the internal tide balanced and smooth. Beneath that stillness, your blood is alive with purpose. Oxygen travels outward, carbon dioxide drifts back home. Tiny chemical couriers, hormones, nutrients, immune cells, float within it like lanterns in a dark river, each heading toward its quiet task. Your liver continues its patient art. Molecules of sugar, fat and protein are reshaped, stored, or set free, so that by dawn your bloodstream will hold exactly what you need. Enzymes work without haste, folding and unfolding, transforming yesterday's energy into tomorrow's potential. Your kidneys hum along beside it, filtering the blood with the delicacy of lace. Every heartbeat sends them more to cleanse, and they answer with balance, preserving what must stay, releasing what is no longer needed. Far above these silent workshops, the brain glows again with gentle flickers. You are entering another dream, but this one feels lighter, more woven from emotion than from story. Here, the mind's deeper feelings rise to the surface, where they can breathe in safety. The memories replayed tonight are not all pleasant. Some hold sadness, some uncertainty, yet within sleep's soft light they lose their sharpness, their edges dissolved by understanding. The dreaming mind rehearses calm, teaching itself that tomorrow's worries need not echo the fears of yesterday. Your heart follows this emotional tide. During REM, it sometimes speeds, sometimes slows, matching the landscape of each dream. To an outside eye, you are still within, you are moving through whole worlds. Neurochemistry dances with precision. Acetylcholine rises, igniting thought and image. Serotonin and norepinephrine fall, allowing imagination to stretch without boundary. This chemistry is old as mammals themselves, a biological stage where creativity and restoration meet. Even the smallest cells listen to these signals. They open and close channels, exchange minerals, communicate through faint electric whispers. If you could magnify the whole of yourself, you'd see a galaxy of living lights blinking and breathing in synchrony. Your bones, though silent, are busy. Deep in the marrow, new red cells form, replacing those that served you today. They will carry your breath for months to come. White cells mature beside them, training quietly to recognize what belongs and what does not. The endocrine system, your body's orchestra of glands, keeps time with the night. The thyroid eases its rhythm, the adrenals rest, gathering strength. The pancreas fine-tunes the flow of insulin, maintaining the sweet steadiness of blood sugar. Every part listens for balance. At this hour, the hormone prolactin flows in greater measure, supporting immune function, while leptin whispers to the brain that hunger can sleep too. Only ghrelin, the signal of appetite, bows out gracefully until morning. The body knows the choreography by heart. Outside, perhaps the faintest wind moves through leaves. Inside, your breath matches its tempo. Slow, slower, each exhale a surrender, each inhale a promise of life continuing. Your brain's glymphatic tide rises again, another cleansing wave of cerebrospinal fluid moves through the neural pathways, sweeping away the day's residue. It is a nightly housekeeping, so subtle you will never feel it, yet so essential that without it the mind would soon cloud and stumble. As waste drifts away, clarity forms in its place. Neural connections strengthen, others soften. The brain prunes itself like a gardener, allowing only the strongest shoots to remain. From this pruning grows focus, memory, understanding. You may notice, if you dream now, that the scenes carry a gentler glow. The imagery feels more abstract. Patterns, lights, sensations without words. It is the mind rehearsing creativity, testing new associations, finding new paths between ideas. This hidden creativity is why morning sometimes brings solutions that seemed impossible the night before. Your brain has been working quietly in your absence, weaving possibilities together while you slept. The night moves on. The body cools once more, restoring the balance disturbed by brief dream heat. Your limbs lie heavy and loose, suspended in their own gravity. Each joint releases tension, each tendon remembers length. Inside, the small muscles that guide your spine relax too. The vertebrae settle into alignment, discs regain their gentle fullness. Even your posture heals itself in darkness. Your eyes rest behind closed lids. Though they have darted through dreams, now they pause again, floating in still water. The optic nerves, relieved of brightness, renew their sensitivity for the light that will come. The ears, though resting, never close. They continue to sample the world for danger or for calm. But the sleeping brain, wise in its filtering, lets familiar sounds pass as harmless. Only the unexpected would rouse you, and none comes. All around you, life continues its vast cycle. Perhaps an ocean turns its tide, perhaps a forest exhales dew. Somewhere another heart slows beside another dream. You are part of that grand rhythm, a thread in the planet's fabric of rest. Back inside, your own heart continues its steady song. The muscle fibers twist and release in perfect order, each contraction a wordless affirmation. I am here, I am alive. Between beats, the coronary vessels fill with fresh blood feeding the heart itself. Even the organ that never sleeps knows how to rest within motion. Your brain drifts through one more REM phase, brief but luminous. Emotions settle into their rightful places. Memories find shelves to rest upon. You may dream of flight, of water, of familiar faces. Each dream is another way of saying to yourself, all is well. Continue. When this dream fades, the slow waves will return once more. You will slip back into deep sleep, the safest harbour of the night. Here, breathing steadies, the pulse softens again, and your body enters the last hours of restoration. Temperature dips gently to its lowest point. This coolness signals the tissues to conserve energy, to store warmth for morning. The brain's inner thermostat, the hypothalamus, monitors it all, adjusting with quiet mastery. Everything within you now moves at the slowest speed possible without stopping altogether. Even your thoughts, if any remain, are like feathers drifting on still water. This is the midpoint between midnight and dawn, the secret hour when biology bows to silence. If peace had a sound, it would be this slow exchange of air, this faint rhythm of heart and lung in dialogue. Stay in this stillness. Feel the safety of your own existence. Your body, that intricate constellation of cells, is caring for itself perfectly. You are cared for from within. Rest deeper now. Let the remainder of the night unfold on its own terms. Soon the chemistry of waking will begin to stir, but not yet. There is still more healing to complete, more dreams to soften the edges of thought. Breathe, drift, and let the dark work finish its quiet masterpiece. Part 4. Emotional Healing and the Balance of Night. The night has reached its quiet middle. Outside, the darkness is complete, and inside you, the deep work continues. Everything that lives within you follows its own slow rhythm, a choreography that has existed since the first creatures learned to rest. Your breathing is deep and smooth, the quiet piston that drives every secret movement. In that steady rhythm, your heart and lungs trade gifts. Oxygen for carbon, calm for effort. Each heartbeat pushes new life outward. Each breath returns the favour. Your body has become a patient healer. Everywhere inside, tissues repair themselves. Microscopic cracks in muscles and tendons fill with fresh protein fibres. The very architecture of strength is being rebuilt so that tomorrow's motion will feel effortless again. At the same time, the immune system refines its craft. Certain cells learn, others remember. They practice recognition, marking harmless things as friends, dangerous things as foes. When you wake, your defences will be wiser than they were tonight. Your brain joins this slow renewal in its own way. Memories slide quietly from short-term shelves into the long corridors of storage. The hippocampus, that tireless librarian, sends what matters forward and lets the rest fade. Each piece of knowledge finds a place, each emotion finds a home. The limbic system listens closely, smoothing the rough edges left by waking life. Moments of worry are re-experienced in safety, their intensity softened by understanding. It is the mind's gentle therapy, a nightly rehearsal of calm. While all this unfolds, your endocrine system moves through another silent cycle. The pituitary gland releases tiny pulses of hormones, messages written in molecules. They travel through the blood to every corner of you, coordinating growth, metabolism, and recovery. Cortisol, the spark that drives alertness, remains low now, resting. Its absence allows inflammation to ease, permits tissues to mend without the urgency of day. Later, as dawn nears, it will rise again, but for now it sleeps with you. The pancreas keeps blood sugar balanced, ensuring the brain receives a steady flow of fuel. This constant care prevents the dips and surges that might otherwise wake you. Everything is tuned to quiet steadiness. Your digestive tract, too, finds its night rhythm. Smooth muscles move with slow waves, pushing what remains of food gently along. Nutrients continue to pass into the blood, but the act of digestion itself feels drowsy, almost meditative. Within the liver, millions of reactions occur each second. It transforms chemicals, folds proteins, filters toxins. Yet the work seems effortless, like a workshop lit by a single calm flame. From this labour comes the purity that morning requires. The temperature of your body remains cool and even. The blood vessels near the skin expand slightly, releasing a soft heat that disperses into the room. This cooling is the language of deep rest. It tells every cell that energy can now be saved and spent only on healing. Your brain waves undulate in long, slow arcs again, signalling another deep sleep phase. This back and forth between dream and depth is how the body completes its nightly circle. Each return to the slower rhythm cements the work of the previous hour. During these long waves, neurons fire together in broad harmony. It is thought that this synchronization allows communication between distant regions of the brain, a nightly summit meeting of the mind. In that dialogue, understanding grows. You remain unaware of it all, and that unawareness is the blessing. Conscious thought would only interrupt. By surrendering, you make space for repair. Somewhere beneath your ribs, your heart continues its patient beat. Its walls stretch and contract with flawless timing. Even in sleep, it adjusts to the body's needs, faster when oxygen runs low, slower when it is plenty. It speaks a language older than thought, a rhythm taught by evolution itself. Your blood vessels respond in kind. Tiny capillaries open and close, directing flow to where warmth or nutrients are required. The choreography is constant and unseen, the ultimate example of trust between body and night. The skeleton rests, but is never idle. Bone tissue, seemingly solid, is alive with microscopic activity. Old material dissolves, new layers form. Even the hardest parts of you understand renewal. Neural pathways in the spinal cord take this time to clear static, resetting reflexes for the coming day. The body rehearses balance in miniature, so that when you wake and stand, stability will come without thought. Outside, perhaps the air grows colder, perhaps clouds drift across the moon. But these changes belong to another world now. You are entirely within the one your body creates, a private cosmos of pulse and breath and chemistry. Another REM phase approaches. The stillness gives way once more to the shimmer of dreaming. The shift is gentle but certain. Your eyes begin their quiet dance behind closed lids. Electric activity brightens through the cortex. The mind begins to paint again. This dream may carry fragments of the day, faces you saw, voices you heard, roads you walked in memory. But in this retelling, all things are softened. Gravity bends, logic fades, the world becomes pliant, forgiving. In these stories, the brain tests new ways to see. Problems dissolve into symbols, then re-emerge as understanding. Emotions long held find safe release, and joy often sneaks in uninvited, a reminder that happiness, too, is part of healing. Your heartbeat mirrors this subtle energy. It may rise, then slow again. The body feels the dream's pulse, but remains still, protected by the brain's careful inhibition. It is the perfect harmony, movement without motion. If words appear in your dream, they carry meaning beyond language. If you fly, it is your mind's rehearsal for freedom. If you see those you love, it is memory practicing connection. All of it serves the same quiet purpose: to weave coherence from experience, to make you whole again. As this dream cycle unfolds, the body completes another round of internal tasks. The glymphatic system surges once more, sweeping away the day's remnants of chemistry. The immune network finishes its review of the night's lessons, and your endocrine glands prepare their final nocturnal secretions. prolactin continues to rise, stimulating the production of immune cells. In women, oxytocin may drift upward as well, a molecule of comfort and connection. In men and women alike, this hormone helps the heart and mind relax even deeper. All of these processes overlap without conflict, their timing refined by millions of nights before this one. The wisdom of rest has been written into every cell. You are now closer to dawn than dusk, though the body still moves in darkness. Its awareness of time is not by light but by chemistry. The slow climb of cortisol, the faint stirring of the circadian clock. These signals whisper, soon. But for now, the whisper is soft. You remain surrounded by stillness. The world holds you the way water holds a drifting leaf. Nothing more is required. Your body is already doing everything necessary to greet the coming day renewed. Rest inside this moment. There is nowhere else to be. You are the ocean, and sleep is its tide. Each wave that rises within you brings cleansing. Each that falls away leaves calm. Breathe, and let the quiet continue its patient work. Part 5. The last deep hours before dawn. The night stretches on, but something subtle has changed. Beneath the stillness, a distant rhythm begins to gather. You remain wrapped in darkness, yet the first whispers of morning are already shaping the chemistry within you. The body knows long before the mind that a new day approaches. Your breathing continues in calm measure. Each exhale moves like a tide retreating from shore. Each inhale returns like the sea reclaiming sand. Between them lies a pause so quiet it feels endless. The moment where restoration settles into every cell. Inside, your organs keep their gentle labour. The liver, faithful as ever, finishes its nightly cleansing. It releases the last fragments of toxins into the bloodstream, where the kidneys will gather them and send them away. The balance of salt and water is adjusted with care, ensuring that when you rise, your body will feel light, your circulation smooth, your intestines sway with slow, wave-like contractions, a rhythm called peristalsis, older than language. They move the final remnants of digestion forward, not hurriedly, but with a grace perfected by millions of nights. This quiet motion helps the whole body stay in harmony, linking gut, brain, and heart through invisible threads of chemistry. The brain listens to the stomach even now. It senses fullness and calm and sends its own signals in return. Dopamine, serotonin, small rewards for rest well kept. They drift through the bloodstream like faint notes of music, assuring every organ that peace still reigns. Within the bones, new blood cells continue to mature. They test themselves, learning the shape of your body's needs. Some will carry oxygen, some will defend. All will remember this calm origin as they move through tomorrow's storms. Your muscles lie in a state of near weightlessness. Even gravity seems to have softened its hold. Fibers that strained during the day are now supple, lengthened, ready to begin again. This state of deep relaxation allows circulation to reach the smallest corners, tendons, ligaments, joints, places that rarely feel a tension while awake. It is here that the hidden repairs of movement are completed. The mind remains deep in dream, but the content has shifted. Earlier dreams were emotional, full of story and image. Now, in these later hours, the dreams are lighter, woven from fragments of thought and feeling. They are the mind's rehearsal for waking, gentle previews of awareness. You may dream of ordinary things, walking through familiar rooms, hearing distant voices, seeing the shape of morning light before it truly arrives. Such dreams ease the mind toward consciousness without disturbing its peace. The brain waves change again. Slow delta rhythms give way to a mix of alpha and theta. This is the body's bridge to waking, still calm but beginning to sparkle with energy. The chemical landscape shifts. Cortisol begins its gradual rise, preparing blood pressure and metabolism for movement. Adrenaline hums softly in reserve, not yet calling you to act, but stretching its limbs. Meanwhile, serotonin increases, ready to greet the light that will soon appear. This gentle rise helps lift mood and clarity, ensuring that when your eyes finally open, the world will feel bright, not harsh. All these transitions happen without noise. They unfold in whispers, a molecule released here, a neuron firing there. It is the body's dawn long before the skies. Outside, the planet turns toward the sun. Inside, you turn toward wakefulness. Yet for now, you remain in the safest part of night, the time when rest and readiness coexist. Your skin senses the faintest change in temperature. Even through closed eyes, the smallest nerves in the lids notice the paling of darkness. They send their message inward, and the pineal gland begins to dim its release of melatonin. This is how the body keeps time without a clock. By listening to light it cannot yet see, you shift slightly. Perhaps a shoulder settles, a hand finds a softer place. The mattress remembers your shape. The air carries the trace warmth of breath. These small movements are signs that the cycle is almost complete. Still, the brain gives you another dream, a final act before the curtain of morning lifts. This one might carry resolution, a conversation finished, a door closed, a gentle flight over landscapes you once loved. The emotional tone is softer now, the colours pale and forgiving. Your heart rate steadies again, your breathing aligns with the rhythm of this closing story. Inside the chest, the diaphragm moves like a slow wave. With every motion, it massages the heart above and the organs below. This constant movement keeps everything within gently stirred, preventing stagnation, keeping you alive in rest. The spinal cord, that silent highway, continues to send faint signals. Muscle tone adjusts just enough to keep the body balanced in its stillness. Even lying motionless, you are in conversation with gravity. The skin, cooling quietly, sends information to the hypothalamus. The message is simple: all is well. Temperature, pressure, rhythm, each variable in harmony. The hypothalamus replies with silence, the sign of perfect equilibrium. Now the deeper hormones of day begin their earlier stirrings. Thyroid function inches upward, preparing metabolism for warmth and motion. The adrenal glands test their rhythm, ready to provide the spark of energy when the moment arrives. But they wait patiently, respecting the sanctity of this final hour of sleep. In this in-between time, the mind is neither dreaming nor fully aware. It floats in a pale grey sea of half-thought. You may sense distant sounds, the hush of air, the whisper of a tree beyond the window, but these impressions fold back into sleep, becoming part of the dream instead of breaking it. This boundary is the gentlest of all. Here, your consciousness hums at its lowest volume, and the body completes the night's last repairs. Mitochondria fill their stores of energy, DNA strands check for damage and mend what they find. Tiny molecular guardians patrol, ensuring that each cell begins the new day with integrity intact. If peace had a colour, this would be it. The faint blue-grey that comes before dawn. Inside you, it feels like weightless warmth, the sense that everything has been washed clean. Stay in that feeling. Let the body linger a little longer. It knows how to wake without alarm. It will do so when the chemistry and the light agree. Until then, breathe slowly. Let the pulse remain soft. You are still within the protection of night, but its edge is brightening. Another minute, another heartbeat. The balance between night and morning tilts gently. You are exactly where you need to be, between completion and beginning, between memory and possibility. Rest here. The next breath will carry you closer to morning. The next dream will be lighter still, perhaps no more than a whisper of light behind your eyes. Everything inside you is ready. Everything outside you waits. Part 6. The slow return of light. The night begins to turn. Somewhere beyond your closed eyes, the edge of the world is lightening. A faint glow, invisible still, brushes the sky. Your body feels it before you know it. Deep within the brain, the circadian clock lifts its head, listening for the first hint of dawn. Your breathing changes first, not faster, only deeper, as though the lungs remember the work ahead and test their range in silence. Each inhalation draws in coolness. Each exhalation leaves behind a trace of warmth, like mist on glass. Inside the chest, the heart senses the turning tide. Its rhythm grows subtly stronger. More blood moves through the vessels, bringing fresh oxygen to the skin, waking the smallest capillaries that have slept all night. Your body is gathering itself, slowly, gracefully, without rush. The hypothalamus, master of the internal clock, notes the slow drop in melatonin. The pineal gland quiets its work. The chemistry of night begins to ebb. In its place, cortisol rises. Not the harsh surge of stress, but a gentle climb, a reminder that light is coming. This steady increase will help you open your eyes without strain, will prepare your muscles to move, your mind to think, your voice to speak. Meanwhile, temperature climbs by a degree, just enough to loosen joints and tendons. Your metabolism stirs. The liver shifts from storage to release, offering glucose to the blood, a soft breakfast for every cell. The body feeds itself before you have even woken. The brain moves through another light dream. This one feels transparent, a brief pattern of images, faces dissolving, landscapes fading into brightness. It is the rehearsal for awareness. Neurons in the prefrontal cortex begin to reconnect, ready to resume the intricate tasks of reason. Memory stirs behind them like pages turning in a book. You might sigh or turn. The movement is small but filled with meaning. It tells the muscles that gravity will soon matter again, that the world of motion is returning. Joints glide, lubricated by synovial fluid renewed in the night. Your spine lengthens slightly, discs plump with fluid restored from the pressure of day. All of this happens beneath the veil of sleep. You are not yet aware, but you are readying for awareness. The mind floats at the surface, half in dream, half in world. Outside, birds begin to murmur. Their songs are fragments of light set to sound. Each note threads through the walls of your room and touches the delicate circuits of the ear. The brain interprets the pattern even in slumber. Familiar, safe, a sign that morning is kind. The adrenal glands quicken their rhythm, sending small pulses of energy into the bloodstream. Blood pressure rises slightly, just enough to prepare you to sit, to stand. The lungs expand a little wider, air flows more freely, the diaphragm deepens its sway. All this orchestration is effortless. You lie still, but within you an entire dawn is unfolding. Every system wakes in its own time, each aware of the others. The body rehearses the day's harmony before the mind joins in. The dreams fade now. Their colours dissolve like ink in water. The brain no longer needs their stories. Their lessons have been stored. What remains is feeling, a gentle residue of calm. The glymphatic tide recedes. The brain's channels clear. Neural networks sparkle with readiness. If you could watch it from within, it would look like a city switching on its lights one by one. Your pulse grows a little stronger. The veins under your skin awaken with warmth. Tiny muscles in the follicles contract, sending shivers that help the body test its readiness. Every part answers, "Yes, I am here." The pancreas releases a small wave of insulin, anticipating food. The stomach stretches faintly, preparing to receive. Even appetite returns in silence, not hunger, just expectation. This is the body's greeting to morning. It happens whether you open your eyes or not, a reminder that life renews itself in rhythm independent of thought. You may feel the urge to move a hand, to adjust a leg, to find the place where comfort becomes awakening. The movement feels ancient and familiar. It is the same gesture every creature makes when it leaves the night behind. But not yet. There is still a moment left between sleep and day, a space where peace lingers. Stay here for it. Listen to the whisper of your breath. Feel how easily air passes in and out, how perfectly the body manages itself. Your mind drifts toward memory, not of dreams now, but of purpose. Plans, faces, small pieces of the coming day gather like birds preparing to fly. They wait at the edges of thought, ready to take form when you wake. In these last minutes, the heart and the brain meet again. Signals pass between them. Electrical, chemical, emotional. They synchronize as they do every morning, so that feeling and reason will step into the day together. A wave of clarity moves through the nervous system. The vagus nerve, long thread of calm, keeps the heart grounded as the mind brightens. This balance prevents the shock of waking. It turns the return to consciousness into a gentle rising instead of a jolt. Outside, the first light might be visible now. Inside, the retinas sense it through the lids, even if your eyes remain closed. Photoreceptors send their tiny signals inward, confirming what the body already knew. The world has turned again toward day. Melatonin fades away completely. Serotonin and dopamine climb in its place, lifting mood, sharpening focus, but slowly, respectfully. The body ensures that you rise, not as a startled creature, but as one unfolding. Still you rest. The moments before waking are among the most restorative of all. You hover in a pocket of stillness where thought has not yet rushed in. It is here that gratitude often takes its first breath, a quiet sense of being alive, of belonging to a rhythm vast and kind. Your lungs expand again. Your chest rises and falls with confidence. The organs within have finished their work. Everything that needed repair is repaired. Everything that needed release is released. What remains is readiness. Stay in this warmth a little longer. Let the next few breaths prepare you gently. Feel how the mattress supports you, how your own body supports itself. The boundary between you and the world is soft. Soon you will cross it. Not yet. Let the eyelids stay closed. Let the breath remain easy. You are still in the sanctuary of night, though light is waiting just beyond. In this balance, you can feel both rest and renewal. They coexist for a few precious heartbeats, the perfect harmony of ending and beginning. Breathe once more, and once more again. The body listens, the heart answers, and together they whisper, "You are ready." Part 7. The gentle return. Morning has come. The dark behind your eyelids is no longer deep. It glows softly, like light through water. Your body feels it first. The chemistry of night gives way to the chemistry of day. Melatonin is gone now, its work finished, its quiet invitation to rest fulfilled. Cortisol has reached the crest of its slow climb, ready to give you the strength to rise. The two meet for a brief moment, bow to one another and pass. The graceful exchange between rest and motion. Your heart greets the change with confidence. Its rhythm brightens, each beat a little stronger than the last. Blood moves freely to your skin, warming it, colouring it with the faint blush of life returning. You might feel that warmth as comfort, a sign that the night's repairs are complete. Your breathing answers, stretching deeper, drawing more air. Each inhale brings the new day closer. Each exhale releases the remains of dreams. The lungs fill like sails catching the first wind. Oxygen spreads quickly through the blood, igniting every cell with a spark of readiness. The muscles begin to remember their strength. A finger moves, a shoulder shifts, perhaps a long, slow stretch unfolds along your spine. The tendons slide easily, as if the entire body has taken a single satisfied sigh. You may even yawn, the most ancient bridge between sleep and life. Inside the brain, neurons spark in widening networks. The prefrontal cortex awakens fully, joining emotion with reason, memory with purpose. You are beginning to return to yourself. Thoughts arrive like gentle visitors. Not the noise of day yet, just fragments of awareness. A colour, a name, a small plan. They wait politely at the door of consciousness, ready for you to notice them when you choose. The body, for its part, has already stepped into the morning. Blood sugar is steady, temperature is warm. The digestive system hums in anticipation of food. Every cell knows that the long work of night has ended well. You could wake now, open your eyes, the world would greet you kindly. But there is no rush. These last few minutes between dreaming and daylight are precious. Stay here for them. Feel how the mind hovers, weightless, not yet burdened by detail or duty. This is the still point between heartbeats, the soft pause where gratitude grows. Inside you, the memory of night remains. It hums in your cells, the quiet labour of repair, the washing of the brain's tides, the slow renewal of skin and bone. All of it stays with you, hidden but faithful, ready to serve through the day ahead. You might sense the faint ache of muscles awakening, the gentle pressure of the pillow beneath your cheek, the cool air brushing your skin. Each sensation is an invitation to rejoin the world. Your ears catch the first full sounds of morning, the small ones, the rustle of leaves, a bird's clear note, perhaps a whisper of traffic far away. They form a melody of life continuing, and somewhere inside you smile. The heart, listening, keeps its calm rhythm even as energy returns. It knows you will soon stand, but it does not hurry. There is time. Now draw a deeper breath. Feel how easily air fills the chest, how naturally the body moves to meet the day. If you wish, open your eyes slowly. Let light arrive as a friend. See how gentle it is. The same light that once told your ancestors when to rise, that still flows through every living thing. It has crossed oceans and clouds to find you again. Let it rest on your face. Let it remind you that rest and motion, night and day, are simply two halves of the same song. Your mind will soon begin its tasks. You will speak, walk, think, create. But carry this calm with you. Remember how the body healed itself while you slept without effort. Remember that within you, peace is always waiting to return when you close your eyes. Before you rise, take one more breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and feel the weight of your body against the bed, solid, real, alive. The earth holds you as it always has. If you are listening to this and sleep still clings to you, let it. You can drift back for a few more moments, floating on the border of wakefulness, safe and unhurried. There is no wrong way to end the night, and if you are awake now, open fully, then welcome the morning with quiet pride. You have given yourself the gift of rest, and in return, your body has given you renewal. Carry that truth gently. Carry it like light in your hands. Breathe once more, slow, even, content. The day is yours to begin whenever you are ready. The night has done its work. Sleep well, dreamer. Rest whenever you need. And when evening comes again, let the same quiet rhythm guide you home. Good morning and good night.